So let's think about this concept a little bit. And for today's discussion, I want us to focus on this idea. Hindu mythology and this Jug's mythology sees the universe constantly getting worse. Yeah? Eastern philosophy sees that the best time was back in the Satyug age, and over time, man has gotten worse. Yeah? Everything's getting worse. Where in kaljug is just seen the age of darkness, everything is bad in this time. And everything was good. So the Hindu mythology is that the universe was great before, mankind was great before, but now we're deteriorating. So in order to keep this alive, the whole mythology is based on revering the past. In the past, everything was glorious. Yeah? All the great Brahmgyanis existed in the past, all the great sadhus, everything was perfect in the past. So this mythology reveres the past, and sees the future as even worse. Whatever today is, tomorrow is going to be even worse because we're going down this downward spiral of kaljug. That's Eastern philosophy. Now look at Western philosophy. Western philosophy, rather than seeing the past as superior, sees the past as inferior, and we are evolving. We are evolving. The past were all cavemen, they were all monkeys, they were all living in caves, they had no tools, they were uneducated, unsophisticated, uncivilized. That's how the West sees humanity. That's how it sees the past. And every day we're evolving. Every day something new is happening. Every day we are becoming better. We're becoming more intelligent. Our technology is getting better. Our facilities are getting better. Our lifespan is getting better. Hindu theology says that in Satyug, humans lived for 100,000 years. And now barely we live 100 years. Western thinking says back in the day, humans barely lived 30, 40 years. If you lived for 40, it was fantastic. Now our age is getting longer and longer and longer. So it's very interesting. Which one do we fit under? Because both of them are theories. Evolution tries to present itself as this kind of doctrine. But it says that it's the theory of evolution. And I'm not dissing this idea of evolution. I believe in the dinosaurs and all these kind of things. I'm not saying anything else like that. I'm not anti-evolution in any way. But let's be clear that it is a theory. It's an idea of how the world worked. Nobody knows what men and women were really like 10,000 years ago. This is the idea, right? There's a Gora who's talking and saying, oh yeah, we came from monkeys, we came from apes. And the Eastern man says, you might have come from monkeys, we come from devte. You might come from monkeys, we don't come from monkeys. That's the difference. Your philosophy says you come from monkeys. Our philosophy says we come from devte. Yeah? So it's a very different way of looking at the world. So it's interesting for us to just say, well, where do we fit into the system? You, personally, where do you think? Yeah, what do you believe? Yeah? So, in a way, the Western philosophy sees the past is always something poor and is worse. The future is always better. Today is good, but tomorrow is going to be even better. We're going to evolve. Mankind's going to get better. Yeah? Both are fantasies. Satyug is a fantasy, and this utopia of the future is also a fantasy. Because we're going to get to a state where humanity is going to be perfect, there's not going to be any crime and all that. That's also a future hope. And Satyug is also a past hope, that there was this time when there was no crime. Basically, they're leading to the same point. Yeah? Where in the past there was something amazing, and Western philosophy saying actually in the future we're going to be amazing. Neither of them is happy with the present. Nobody says that today is perfect. Yeah? And to some extent, the Sikhs, we've adopted this Hindu way of thinking. Because even now, the Sikhs, if we talk about how we use language, we talk about all the great Gursikhs were in the past. All the great Shaheeds were in the past. Oh, they were fantastic. They were like this and they were like that. Yeah? That the Gursikhs around the Guru's times were all doing in tapasya all the time, and they were in samadhi all the time. And, we revere the past. Yeah, we talk about our greats, Singha, Singniya, the Shaheeds. We talk about them in this great reverence. So we see the past as great. Like we see today as nowhere near as good as when it was during the Guru's time. Yeah? So we also are adopting this idea that the past is better and now is not so good. And in fact, the further we get away from that golden age, the further and the worse we're going to be. So to some extent, we're adopting Eastern way of thinking. So the idea is that kaljug is this terrible time now. Now this is where the Gurus come in. The Gurus, the Sikh Gurus, have taken the Eastern concept where the past is everything perfect and today is everything bad, and they flip this idea on their head. Look what Guru Arjan Dev Ji says. Guruji says, Satjug Treta Dwapar Paniye. That the age of Satjug, Treta and Dwapar Yug are all said to be good. Paniye, they're all good. Kaljug Uttamo Jugama Hai. But of all the jugs, kaljug is the best jug. Guruji is turning it on its head. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says this. Of all the jugs, kaljug is the best one, is the highest jug. Why? Because in this jug, Guru is here. And Guru has given us Naam. And with Naam, we can be saved. In the other jugs, the Guru wasn't there to guide people, and Naam wasn't the prevalent idea. In the old jugs, the idea was to do lots of good actions. Your behavior was the most important thing, and doing lots of religious actions and needing to do animal sacrifices was the thing to do, and to go to holy pilgrimage. These are all past ideas. Yeah? In fact, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji has challenged all these ideas, he's almost to say these are all old. Yeah? Socha soch na hovai, chup pe chup na hovai. All of these things, these are old ideas. What's the idea of now? Today, now, Naam is the idea. This is the most important. If you're doing the old ideas, then you're living in the past. You don't really know what the right method is for now. Now, if you have Naam, kaljug is not a problem for you. Yeah? Because we have Naam, kaljug isn't a problem for us. So Guruji is flipping the whole thing on its head. Those jugs are said to be good, but this is the highest one. Look how Guru Nanak Dev Ji talks about kaljug. So there's lots of Gurujis have taken these ideas and really played with them and really sort of messed around with them to sort of deconstruct the standard way of thinking. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Kal kalwali, maya mad meetha, man matwala pivat raha. Kal kalwali. So kalwali means the wine cellar. Kaljug is the wine cellar. Maya is the wine that is sweet, the tasty wine, and the intoxicated mind continues to drink it. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji strips this idea completely that kaljug is something to do with time. He says, why is kaljug bad? Let's think about it. Because in kaljug, the sun doesn't shine any brighter or any dimmer. The earth is still the same. There's still plants and trees, and the earth is still the same. The world is still the same. Stars and the galaxies are still the same. What's the difference? Only we are different. So he says kaljug is only bad because of something called Maya. So kaljug is like an off license, a shop where all the Maya is available. Yeah? All the different drugs are available. The biggest drug is the drug of Maya. And the mind, and this is not, he's not just calling it just any old drug. He's calling a very mitha wine, very tasty, intoxicating wine, and the mind keeps drinking this. Now see that Guru Nanak Dev Ji takes a very abstract idea and makes it relevant to us. He takes a very abstract idea, kaljug, satjug, treta, all these things, and he says actually kaljug is your mind, and your mind is drinking in the drug of Maya, the intoxication of Maya. So Maya and your mind is kaljug. He strips this whole idea that kaljug is something to do with this big time, philosophy, ages. He says you're in kaljug now. Yeah, because your mind is drinking in Maya, it's lost in Maya, it's drunk with Maya. All of the Maya that you see around it, the kaljug isn't just, your mind isn't just trapped in it like a cage. Your mind is enjoying the Maya. Mind is completely just in love with it. It's drinking it. And this is what we do. We love this world as it is. We love our families like it's the best thing on earth. We love food, taste, music. We love our emotions. We love our thoughts. We love our friends. This is all Maya that we're intoxicated with. We can't see that this is Maya. We see this as like the most mitta thing. But really it's a wine. It's losing our connection. Yeah, what does a drug do? It makes you lose your real consciousness. It takes you somewhere else. Yeah. So Barney's saying Maya is the drug that's taking your mind in all sorts of directions. So we're not just a victim of kaljug, we're participating in kaljug. We're not a victim of Maya, we are making this Maya. Right? You can go into an alcohol shop. It doesn't have to affect you until you drink something. If you can be in an alcohol shop and not drink anything, then the alcohol shop doesn't mean anything to you. It's just a shop. It's just a shop with lots of bottles. As soon as you start tasting, let me taste this one, let me taste that one, that looks good, that tastes good, I haven't tried that one before, then the shop affects you. In the same way, kaljug and Maya is not something that we're a victim of, because, yeah, we're surrounded by the material world, but only when we participate, when we drink in it, when we start enjoying the Maya, then we're drawn into it. Then we're intoxicated by it. So this is kaljug. Kaljug is this. It's not some big concept. It's not some big philosophy. This is kaljug. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji, now it makes sense. Guru Nanak Dev Ji defines what is kaljug, and then he says, in this kaljug I have a solution. In this Maya I have a solution. Kirtan is the solution. Yeah? And the other Guru Sikhs are saying that in kaljug Guru Nanak is the solution. Guru Nanak is the savior. Because his technique is the one that will help us get out of this intoxication. So we're not a victim of kaljug, we're participating in kaljug. Yeah? We are making kaljug happen. And how are we doing it? Our love for Maya. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says in the Shabad Hazare, yeah, if you've heard about the Shabad before, he says something very interesting, which really starts to now pinpoint how we can interact and how we can engage with kaljug. He says, "Ik kadi na milte ta kaljug hota." He's talking about his love for the Guru. He says, for one moment that I don't meet you, then I'm in kaljug. Ik kadi na milte, if I don't meet you just for one moment, then I'm in kaljug. This implies that if we are with the Guru, that kaljug disappears. Ik kadi na milte ta kaljug hota. Only then does kaljug happen. When I forget the Guru's wisdom, when I forget all the stuff that the Guru's taught me, when I don't live according to the Guru's mat, then I'm in kaljug. Why am I in kaljug? Because if I'm not in Gurmat, then I'm in Manmat. And if I'm in Manmat, if I'm in my Man is intoxicated with Maya. So Maya and kaljug are synonymous. The antidote to that is Gurmat. When I don't have Gurmat, even for a second, for 1 second, if I get lost back in Maya, for 1 second, if I think, oh, that's a really nice handbag, that's a really nice watch, oh, that's a really nice car, even for 1 second, if I think like that, I'm back in kaljug. Yeah. So Guru Nanak is saying that kaljug isn't something that we're stuck with. Kaljug is not a prison. Yeah? Kaljug is not a prison. It's something that we participate in, something that we go into. But Guru is now saying that, yes, you can go into this shop and you can be lost in these things, but there's somewhere else to go. There's somewhere else to take your attention. You can take your attention into Maya, and you're in kaljug, or you can take your attention into gurmat, into the Guru's way of living, and every moment you can live in that way, then you snap out of kaljug. Yeah? So Naam is like a boat that's carrying us across this kaljug. And we have to practice Naam according to the Guru's way, the Guru's instruction. If we follow the Guru's instruction, Naam is the boat that saves us. Yeah? And then you start seeing a lot of analogies like we are in an ocean, we're drowning in the ocean, we're in an ocean of fire. The Guru is the boat that carries us across. The Guru is the boatman. Naam is the boat. We start seeing all of these sorts of analogies, but we have to understand the bigger context where it fits in.